What is up, guys? Oh, go ahead, sister.
Oh, no, it's okay, brother. No. Well, we are back. We're happy to be safe.
Very lucky to be safe, honestly. It's been a crazy week here in LA.
A few of us were impacted directly, and it's just, these times are something else.
No, yeah. But, I mean, it's tough to check in on people, and you don't want to bug, but you do. It's definitely a lot. And at least the one thing I think is it's been nice to see so many people come together, right?
Yes.
The community, like so many artists and companies showing up for LA, right?
Definitely. So, and yeah, it's just really nice to see the city like come together. And I'm hoping, the fires get extinguished soon.
No, yeah, I think they're a little more under control, but it sounds like it's a long way to go. The winds, que sí, que no. But regardless, please guys, just stay safe and reach out to your loved ones. Make sure you guys are ready, prepared, all that stuff.
But this episode is exactly that. So we're going to be focusing on the wildfires here in LA and diving deeper into it.
And some other news. So stick around and let's get into it.
La Fuerza is strong in LA. Fuerza Regida is providing aid to those in need of housing amid the devastating wildfires in the Los Angeles region.
The boys said, to our beloved community affected by the LA fires, we are here for you in this challenging time. We rented out a hotel with space for more than 50 families. More will become available for those in need of shelter. Please know that we stand with you and will continue to support throughout this difficult period. Fuerza, they set the bar.
This is the way you step up. This is the way.
Was it they don't just talk the talk?
They walk the walk. It.
They did. They're about it.
Yeah, they're about it, honestly. And I'm like, I didn't think I could be more of a fan. I'm a bigger fan now.
Yeah, like they're here from LA, right? From San Bernardino, right?
Yeah.
So they know the LA area very well. So it's it feels good. It's only right that they kind of show up for their people and
definitely
show them some love.
Definitely. I mean, when disaster strikes, they step up. I mean, puro pinche respect, the truth.
As the LA fires have hit the city, fake images and fake news have gone viral on social media, and it's misleading many.
Brother, the one that got me? It was the AI-generated pic of the Hollywood sign. Like engulfed in like flames. Remember?
No, yeah.
Did you see that one? I was like,
my parents, my swagger I was sharing, I'm like, guys, it's not real.
Dude, same. I was just there.
Wait, you were?
I was there.
You went to go check it out?
No. I was there like that morning.
And you're like?
I'm like, what the heck? Like, yeah, it was crazy. Like.
No, yeah, I saw it. And then I even see people again going to go check on it. And they're like, guys, no, it's not real.
Yeah.
But then in addition to the AI pictures, there's also fake news running rampant online, obviously. Yeah. It's like, the community notes on Twitter or X, are probably going overtime because there's so much fake news being posted on everywhere. But those little notes let me fact check your ass.
Yes. I kind of like those.
No, yeah, it's good. It's like, hey, so this says this, but this post is actually from 30 years ago, or this is completely fake, or it's definitely much needed.
So here are the claims that have been debunked.
So the internet has claimed that Christine Crowley, LA's fire chief, was an unqualified DEI hire, but she actually has 20 years of experience and scored in the top 0.3% of the firefighter exam. So gold star, passing with flying colors. It's not just get her in.
That's wild. No. She's passionate about this. She knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. She has the resume.
She's very much qualified for this role. There's another one. This one went around a lot. So Trump said, LA wouldn't get federal disaster relief because FEMA is out of money. But
I was waiting for the but. I was like, but
President Biden approved a $29 billion funding boost for FEMA.
Well, another thing in terms of money as well, is actually happening with GoFundMe scams. So, there's families who lost everything and started creating fundraisers. But scammers are imitating real GoFundMe pages and, with the same pictures and bios. So before you donate, make sure just do a couple extra, sift through, make sure it's a legit source that it's going to go to.
This is what they say, these kind of disasters, you see the good in people, but you also see the worst in people. And there are literally people out there that's taking what's going on right now as an opportunity to,
to capitalize on. Yeah, exactly.
So you guys be careful out there. Make sure you do your research before donating to any GoFundMe.
Yeah, and I saw this video online. They said before you start sharing right?
Yes.
Like, take a second, read the whole post, even the caption. Because sometimes, like, you know those memes where it's like, oh, so-and-so is like dead. It's like, wait, what? And you literally keep scrolling. It's like, there's a parody page. Or it's like, the Instagram handle's like, not real news. It's like, just take a beat and, you know, check that. And then proceed how you want to.
Proceed with caution.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, sister.
But definitely, if you can, donate to GoFundMe. Just make sure, you know.
So while TikTok is about to get banned, people are quickly running to Lemonade and the Chinese app Red Note. These are new apps that are TikTok's replacement in a way and are already the top 2 most downloaded apps this month.
Dang.
Dude, I actually got Red Note last night, but I had to double check, triple check this article that I saw it linking back to because it was all in Chinese. I'm like, is this the right one? I don't want to get a virus or
you just never know.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, I didn't know how to read it. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah. So you really think Red Note will like take off?
I don't know. I didn't even open it. But everyone's downloading it, so we'll see. I mean, TikTok might not even shut down, but who knows?
Well, I've heard of Red Note, but Lemonade, what the is that?
So Lemonade is actually TikTok's sister app, and it's owned by the Chinese company ByteDance.
So TikTok will be banned, but that doesn't exclude Lemonade, like since it's under the same branch?
I guess no.
They
just want that app specifically.
Dang, so much for stopping China.
No, yeah, it's like we're banning TikTok because the Chinese app, but it's like, and your data has to be protected, but then...
Then we go running to 2 other Chinese apps.
It's like, bruh. It's like, exactly, it's like, fine, okay, ban that one. We'll go to this Chinese app instead.
You know what gets me though? The Red Note, like all these Chinese people are probably like, what the are all these Americans doing storming in here?
I don't know, but I've seen a lot of homies online that were, oh, Red Note this, Red Note that. I'm like, my guy, how about you download Indeed? How about, what's the other one?
Get a LinkedIn, my friend.
LinkedIn, thank you.
I think you're just mad because you didn't become famous on TikTok. Let's just be honest. And I'm kind of pissed that I didn't come in it during COVID. Because, dude, that was a gold rush.
Oh, you did it after?
Of like TikTok. Yeah, I didn't take it serious. Maybe on these new apps, you'll have a better chance.
Yeah,
maybe Izzy will become an influencer.
Anyways, will you guys be downloading Red Note and getting on that app, or are you gonna stick it out and see what happens to TikTok?
Whether you are a survivor of the recent fires, an Angelino, or an empathetic citizen of the world, the recent devastation SoCal has faced has caused and can cause a variety of emotions. On a personal level, my home is in Altadena. My community is Altadena, and I'm severely just in pain because my neighbors don't have homes to come back to right now. Our community, our special community that is a long time in the making, is just grieving intensely right now. And it hurts, it's confusing, it's angering, it's sad, it's feeling gratitude while being guilty of being able to feel that at the same time. It's not knowing what's gonna happen. It's thinking today's okay, but tomorrow might not be. From the Pacific Palisades to Altadena, we're all going through such different situations, whether we're going back to nothing or we're going back to something. I'll be honest and vulnerable and say my mental health has severely been I've been going through it. I'll say it, you can see it. The makeup isn't doing makeup anymore. Like, you can see those bags. You can hear it in my voice. I'm anxious. I'm triggered all the time by the watch app that I love that watch app, but I hate it at the same time. And life isn't normal. It's not. It doesn't feel normal. And we're humans and we're citizens of Los Angeles, and we have to carry on. And there's a lot of responsibility to just kind of pick up and keep going and moving forward. And while there's been a ton of loss all throughout Los Angeles, what we've seen online and in person is community. Whether it's our community being highlighted or our community showing up and showing out for what we've gone through, it's truly incredible, it's uplifting, and it's inspiring. And so here to guide us is Adriana Alejandre. She is the founder of Latinx Therapy, and she's here to answer some key questions about coping with loss, managing emotions, and really supporting each other through this healing process. Hi, Adriana, ¿cómo estás? How are you?
Hola, hola. I am doing okay. Very busy, very tired, but grateful to see the community come together during these times.
What are things that I should or we should and shouldn't say to a fire disaster survivor?
Some of the things that I'm hearing are, at least you survived, or at least you're alive, you came out alive, right? Something to that extent. I think that minimizes the fact that they worked hard for all these other materialistic things, but still things that they worked very hard for, and they shouldn't be minimized or invalidated because they have some sort of sentimental value. Hearing about details of the fire can also be harmful for them, like, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? Did you hear that the fire got to this neighborhood? Or just like updates like that. I think it's important to ask for consent. Like, do you have capacity to hear the update on where it's at right now? I think consent is very important, and I hope that folks can also request for that, set some boundaries, like, no, I'm not willing to hear that right now.
Everything you said seems like it would comfort me and the people I know severely impacted.
One other thing is like telling people, be strong, no llores. This is a devastating and traumatic event. And so even if people cry, that is still them being strong. So I think we just have to eliminate that, and then encouraging people to cry, because that goes hand in hand with that resentment. Crying is the same thing as a cough, as passing gas. It's just something that the body needs to release. And so I invite people to eliminate that as well, and to allow people to cry.
What are some reasons that someone might be experiencing survivor's guilt after surviving this tragedy and disaster that a lot of us have had to go through?
Survivor's guilt can come due to various reasons. As you mentioned, perhaps it's because their house is the last one standing in the neighborhood, on the block. Perhaps it's because they didn't get physically injured, or it's because their pet survived. Or didn't get injured as well. It could be because they were able to recover more items than some of their neighbors were able to. There's all sorts of survivor's guilt that we're going to be seeing come about from this incident.
On a personal level, have been feeling a lot of what you've just described. What can someone do when they feel numb or disconnected after experiencing this trauma?
We're seeing that first few days in, where people are just numb and in shock, overwhelmed by the amount of resources as well, very overstimulated.
Yeah.
For some of them, they don't know the exact status of their homes because they can't get up there. For some of them, it's that they are just not ready to accept any status, any information. And so I think we're seeing that kind of numbness for sure. And then others that are not going to be prepared to, maybe because of the stigma, be prepared to accept their mental health state. Mm-hmm. And I think on the other side of things is going to be people that were not directly impacted, people that are watching via social media, via the news stations, mm-hmm. whether you're in Los Angeles or outside of the state of California. People are just feeling disconnected because it's been like one thing after another. For our immigration community, mm-hmm. We have the new president taking office in just a couple days. So that's another thing that's being added as a stressor. Another option for the Latino community is, under my organization, Latinx Therapy, we are collecting names of therapists that specialize in trauma work, mm-hmm. Under all sorts of modalities. And we have a list ready for children and teens, therapy for adults, and then we have a list of Spanish-speaking therapists as well. So that's also an option, and you can contact them by phone, by email, or we have created a special line. If that's too overwhelming and you prefer to be matched with a provider, we will contact them.
How can someone support others who were affected by the fire effectively when they might be struggling themselves?
First, we're going to see a group of people that are able to be on the ground, whether it's street cleaning, whether it's sorting stuff at donation centers, handing out things at distribution sites. But if you don't have energy for that, that's okay. Reserve the energy you have, because this is going to be long-term and people are going to be needed later on. Whatever you do have, just hang on tight until people tell you what their needs are. And you can even see via GoFundMe what some of those needs are from direct families. And so the best way that we're hearing from former house fire survivors to help is by contributing cash in some way.
Adriana, is it normal for someone to feel angry about the fire or suspicious of its causes or angry at people right now? Just anger. Like, how can we manage and deal with this anger? I know I've seen a lot of that and maybe felt it.
Anger is an emotion that is absolutely normal under these circumstances, and I encourage people to accept that anger and to channel it through advocacy, whether it's people that can fill out forms on your behalf because it's just too much for you, or people that can make calls for you, people that could fundraise for a public adjuster, for example, to advocate on your behalf for these insurance companies, right? Maybe because we don't have that education. So I think there's different ways that people can channel this anger, but staying consistent, allowing this emotion to help you through and get the answers and everything that you need right now. And giving yourself permission as well to go to therapy so that you could process these emotions and learn how to cope with it, because all of this anger can also become resentment. And a lot of children, youth, teenagers were also displaced. And it's really important from a very young age that they also are given the opportunity to heal, to understand their emotions, especially if they come from homes that stigmatize therapy and or mental health, because you're going to be seeing the effect of this anger as well in their adulthood. And so we want to make sure to prevent any of that as soon as possible.
Why did you decide to donate your time and your organization and all of your work and expertise to our Latino community, our community of Angelenos that are going through this disaster?
Trauma is something that I've always been interested in. I think it's something that I know personally in various different ways. Whenever there have been disasters, whether they're natural disasters or human-made disasters, I have gotten involved. And so I've set up pro bono lists like this for most of the mass shootings, Gilroy, the Walmart incident in El Paso, Pulse in Florida. My network is national. And so I felt like it just kind of makes sense because I have the reach and I have the training as well. I was deployed out for Hurricane Harvey as well through the Red Cross and assisted in the shelters out there in 2017. And so I'm using my expertise from that and my passion to help my community, again, because we have access to Spanish-speaking therapists, and knowing that there's a stigma and barriers to access mental health services, we want to be able to use the resource that we are and help our people.
Thank you so much. So one more time, what can LA residents do to reach out and try to get help?
So we will be setting up as well support groups for the community. And so that list that I mentioned for pro bono psychotherapy can be found at tinyurl.com/Latinos in Therapy. Alternatively, if that's overwhelming, they can call 818-239-5974. And so in that line, they'll be able to reach either myself or someone else assisting, and we'll help in English and in Spanish.
To keep up with you on social media, where can our audience find you?
People can find me on social media on all platforms, Latinx Therapy. And then if people are outside of Los Angeles and impacted, needing a therapist for what they're seeing, maybe they're getting triggered, they could find a therapist using the directory at latinxtherapy.com.
Thank you so much, Adriana. We really appreciate your time and everything that you're doing for our community. I know on a personal level, Latinx therapy means a lot to me. So truly, thank you, Adriana.